Hello, and welcome back to another TFT video. Before we hop into this one, I just want to say thank you again to everybody watching the videos and liking the videos. It means so much to me, and it's really awesome to see all the support over the past week that I've been receiving from you guys. That being said, looking at the analytics, most of you guys are actually not subscribed. Like very few of you are actually subscribed, but it's still very awesome that you guys are watching the videos and liking the videos. But I just want to know what I could be doing better and if there's anything else you'd like to see, like some different kinds of builds and stuff like that. So if you could just drop a comment, drop a subscription, that would be super awesome, be super helpful, and just let me know what you want to see in the future. Anyways, let's get right into the video. Thanks, pre-recorded me, for that awesome message. Anyways, welcome to the real video, the TFT video. Today we're going to be going, yes, you can see it in the title, another Azir video. Yes, that is what's happening here. Starting of this game is fairly simple. We pick up wardens, pairs, anything we can, everything off the bench. Get some units in the beginning, predators. Really standard start. Nothing too special here. In the beginning, though, we are going to be looking to try and just win the early rounds as best we can. I think that's a pretty good strategy, and something I'm going to be trying to do a little bit more is try as hard as I can to win the first rounds instead of necessarily just going for econ, which has been my other strategy in the past. Because winning the rounds is kind of like econing. And if it is impossible to win the rounds or really just don't get those rolls that we need, it's better to go full econ and don't try and win the rounds at all. So that way you can get the items that you want later on down the road in the carousel and stuff like that. So we do end up winning the first few rounds, which is what we kind of expected since we do have predators. And here even you can see we didn't even level up. We're still level 3 up against this guy with his 4 units. He is level 3 as well. And we're still winning just because the predator buff is that strong. Luckily, this also means that we've been able to econ very well and get up to almost 30 gold, but then we see some units we could use, so we buy those and put them on the board. Pick up the early Karma, which is super awesome because Karma is one of my favorite units, especially with the new patch, which I guess she didn't exist before then, but either way, she's super strong in basically any comp just as a solo unit. You don't even need the lunar buff, but the lunar buff is also strong as well. We are last pick since we have been winning every single round, and not much to pick between, so we do pick up the Nautilus with the Rod. We get up to 30 gold. I'm trying to see how I could get that Thresh going, but I think it's best to just leave it be. You're against a very strong guy. He does end up taking us down. He had his Woodland and the 2-star Diana that was stacked with items. Here there's an Azir on our bench, which we weren't really planning on going Azir this game, but we actually just ended up getting like the perfect items in my opinion for Azir. I actually personally don't like Blade Master Azir very much, especially since it's so contested. Currently, everyone's going Blade Master Azir. It's kind of lame. So I actually prefer the crit Azir build. I think it's really strong, and you can get the lunar buff onto him, and it is just so powerful. There we end up selling our predators, except for Warwick, because he is level 2. And we do have 2 more of him on the bench, so we're not going to sell him. But we sell the predators because we can put in better stuff. We have the lunar buff, we have glacial, and we have warden, so we have a really tanky front line. Here we pick up a Malphite, which is really great, super early. Like, was not expecting that one. And we also have a Sivir for the desert buff, potentially. So far, you can see our team is very tanky, very strong with our Azir carry, with Jewel Gauntlet and Infinity Edge. I think those are the 2 key items for Azir, in my opinion, which are the strongest, because they synergize so well together. Jewel Gauntlet makes his minions, or his minion, do so much more damage, especially if it crits, and the IE just makes it even stronger. Oh my gosh, it's insane. It's just so powerful. I think it's way more powerful than the Blade Master one because he might not attack as fast, but his attacks do so much damage. So much more damage. Here we do get the 2 stars here, which was pretty awesome. pick up a Braum, or maybe not pick up the Braum. We have 2 tier 2 Warwicks in, which is fine. And at this point, we're just kind of trying to look to level up as much as we can because we're in a really good position, we're pretty healthy, and not many of our units can get upgraded besides Leona. Karma and Malphite can get upgraded, but those are higher cost units, so we want to be a higher level, so it's more likely we'll roll them. Also, since we're going Wardens, we want to try and get those higher cost units like a Mumu and Tarek to put into our build, because those are very strong units, and with the Warden buff, they're even more powerful. We pick up another Warwick, and we have 2 Chain Vests, which is fine. I don't really like the new Bramble Vest item. I think it's a lot worse than Thornmail was, but it's not an awful item if you are going Wardens, but still not as good as Thornmail. You can see our Azir doing tons and tons of damage. Pretty awesome, even in these early rounds. There's another Braum to pick up and a Thresh, but again, we don't really want those. We just want to go for the level ups. Oh, we do actually buy the Braum there, but not the Thresh for some reason. Interesting. Scouting around, looking at what everyone else has. And here I kind of noticed that no one else has any assassins. So we could just go full frontline and just have our Azir auto-attacking from the back, which would be super strong. Oh, we do end up selling the Warwick, the extra Warwick, because I think we're not going to go Warwick at this point. We do end up selling the extra Warwick for another Thresh, because we want to try and get those Wardens to 2-star, because we do have 5 1-star units in, even though we're on a win streak and 2nd place right now. We pick up 4 items from the Wolves, which is super awesome. And we can make another Jewel Gauntlet, which would be fine on the Azir. We could also make Iceborne Gauntlet and Hand of Justice, both of which are fine items for Azir, but we'd rather have a Quicksilver Sash. I think that is the optimal item at this point. Here, this Nico kind of gives us the work, and then we give her the work with our Azir. We do take out the, was that the number 1 guy? We take out the number 1 guy and take out his streak. Almost level up, 2 XP away from level 8. Just been saving up all of our money and using it purely for levels, almost never rolling. Moving our Braum back in case there is an assassin or something, which there was not, which is fine. Our front line, super tanky, and our Azir is just pumping out the damage. Here, unfortunately, the Azir is attacking the wrong unit, and he could have one-shot all of those other units, was attacking the Jax, which was dodging all those auto attacks, which was too bad. So we do end up losing that one. Pick up 2 more Azirs, and we hit level 8. Put in the Janna for Mystic buff, which just makes us that much more tanky. So now we have Mystic and Warden. So our front line is just going to be very beefy, even though 3 of them are 1-star. That's kind of the trade-off we're going for at this point. We're going for really, really tanky, but no upgrades. So as you can see, our Malphite dies very quickly, can't even get his ult off, and we do end up losing to the light guy. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. That guy's going Blade Master Azir, which is another reason why I don't want to go Blade Master Azir, because just all those units are contested. You know what's not contested? Wardens. Wardens are not contested. So that's what we're going to go. This also just proves that Azir is definitely busted, because you can just plop him into any center, any build, any composition, and he will be just busted. We pick up a bow. We wanted a cloak, but unfortunately did not pick that up. So we know we're not going to, well, we have one more chance to get a cloak. So we just put the glove onto Azir, and luckily we moved him off of the tile, and which made him not get Zephyred, which is pretty great. Malphite gets off a really great ult, and Karma tanks up the Lucian ultimates for us and saves our Azir. which allows us to win this round, which I think we would not have won because that Lucian would have taken everyone out. 2 Nautilus pick up. Shadow Lux. Don't really need that. Another Malphite, another Janna, another Thresh. There's tier 2 Thresh. Tier 2 Thresh. Can't speak. And now we're rolling because there's no more good synergies to put in at this point. Azir's auto attacks, his minion auto attacks doing 800 damage every single time. His regular auto attacks, 300 damage. Just all around, a lot of damage. Pick up another Taric. Creep round. Here's our last chance to get Quicksilver onto Azir, which is what we're hoping for. Looking at making Luden's Echo. I was curious if Luden's Echo would work with Karma Shield, if it would give Azir an extra 100 shield or something. I just thought maybe that'd be interesting if that was the case, but unfortunately we do not get the cloak, and we cannot make the Quicksilver. So I'm deciding between making a Trap Claw or the Last Whisper. Last Whisper is probably better because it gives us more crit chance, and the other one, what was it called? The glove, no, the claw, whatever it's called, does not give actually more crit chance, just more dodge chance. Here the freaking Annie gets perfect items, so when our Azir auto attacks her, he gets stunned, and so dumb. I was kind of upset about this round, but it is what it is. Ended up losing that one, but we're still very healthy. 3rd place. Rolling down, pick up the tier 2 Knot, decide to take out the Yorick, and tier 2 Malf, and tier 2 Janna. Super awesome. We can make Morellos, or we can make another Jewel Gauntlet, or these, no, what's it called? Whatever that item is called. Here he's got a super Olaf and tanky, beefy frontline, but unfortunately for him, his Olaf doesn't actually really do any damage, even though it attacks from so far away, and he just can't take out our front line because of our 5 wardens that we have. Here we pick up a Nami, which is pretty awesome. We can replace the Janna and put Morellos onto her. I decide against it at this point and decide that the tier 2 Janna might be better than the 1-star Nami. Taric with the beautiful ult, making us just that much more tanky. Malphite with another beautiful ult, and Azir with the cleanup. Taric with one more ult, and take that one down. Tons of damage coming out of our Azir. Very, very strong. 2nd place right now. Here we see a Taric with Blade Master buff, not really what we need. And there's a GA, actually. So we don't want to combine that Taric into tier 2 Taric, even though we have one other. We would rather use like Nico's Help or something, which we do actually end up using onto the Nami and making the Morella Nomicon. She's not in the best position, but it's fine. Azir just destroys the back line, one-tapping every single unit. Nami finally gets off her ult after a million years, and it does CC, so it does what it needs to do. And we end up winning that one against, I think that was the number 1 guy. Pick up the tier 2 Taric and sell the Thresh for a Mumu. So now we could go level 9 and put in one more, what's it called? One more Warden to get 6 Warden buff. We're also looking for 2 more Azirs. Here, that frickin' Lucian just got a perfect ult off. Did exactly enough damage to take out the Azir right before he dashed, and since our carry's dead, we don't do a ton of damage, which is unfortunate. Until you realize that he doesn't do a lot of damage. And actually, our wardens are like unkillable. And we actually end up winning that even though Azir died almost instantly. Which just kind of shows that just going beefy boys with like a Morello Nami might not be a poor strategy. Here we see like the third Malphite of the bench, which could have been something. That would have been cool to get a tier 3 Malphite. I don't think I've ever gotten that before. But it is what it is. We actually get a really strong item, Rabadon's, and we get a Nico's help. So we only need one more Azir for tier 3 Azir, which would be legendary. So now we're looking for the upgrades Azir and Amumu and getting to level 9. Those are really the next steps for us. So here we want to just level up and then roll down, looking for any warden we can put in. There's another Amumu. The Thresh, and I don't quite get him again, which just means we get another Azir in, which is fine. Could have rolled a little bit faster to get the 6 warden buff. Amumu, very sick ult. And our front line is just unkillable, especially with our Taric that just makes everyone invulnerable, and our Amumu and Malphite with their ults that CC. There's the tier 2 Amumu. So now we're just looking for at least one more Azir, hopefully 2 more Azirs, so we can use the Nico's help on someone else. There's a Braum, which we could put in instead of Thresh, theoretically, if we get him tier 2. Rolling down. There's the Azir. Final roll. Use the Nico on him. Tier 3 Azir. Tier 2 Taric. Tier 2 Amumu. Tier 2 Nami. Tier 2 Malphite. Rabadon's death cap on the Karma. We're just balling out here. GA on the Taric. Our build is just unbeatable at this point. We're just so strong. And up against this guy, he had so much health, and we just took it all out in one round. And that is yet another Azir build. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.